Yabba dabba, yabba dabba. Music and readings, we gon' do music and readings. Yabba dabba dabba do. Hey, yabba dabba dabba do. Dabba do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yabba dabba dabba do. Hey, I was over here singing Yabba Dabba Do. Yabba Dabba. Grand abundance, grand abundance. It's good afternoon, noon. It's almost noon. It's almost crisp. Good afternoon, noon. Yabba Dabba Do 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 Do. Grand abundance. Hey, Yabba Dabba Do 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 Do. Yabba Dabba Do 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 Do. Yabba. Rich Risings. Well, let me put something up here. So yeah, I was singing Yabba Dabba Do. It did. Sunshine came me. It caught me in my Yabba Dabba in my doodle. Yabba Dabba Do 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 Do. Yabba Dabba Do 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 Do. So, since I'm feeling like the beach today, how y'all doing? What's cracking? What's happening? I'm just up here chilling and messing around at this point. But I'm going to do what the Spirit told me to do. I'm going to do what the Spirit told me to do. Yeah, you hear me? Uh-huh. But in the meantime, yabba dabba do, yabba dabba do. I don't know. I'm feeling goofy, and hopefully everybody having a wonderful day. It started your day out. Just don't start out with a two-step and no pun intended, but don't be sitting at the dock of the bay, okay? And get pushed in the dock of the bay. Don't get pushed into the dock of the bay because the dock of the bay done pushed you. Yes, Lord. Yabba dabba do. Sitting at the dock of the bay. Hey, Mr. Brownie got pushed by the ancestors. At the dock of the bay. That's a personal joke, though. Don't take me serious today. Oh, Lord. Let me tell you something. If you ever gonna get in trouble for what you say, make sure you ain't at the dock of the bay, okay? And you get pushed in the dock of the bay. I will never get over that one. Because you mess around that, you didn't get pushed by people. You got pushed by the Spirit into the dock of the bay. And the dock, it docked you. Like it was docking a paycheck. Lord have mercy. Don't do it. Listen, if you are sitting at the dock of the bay, okay, please don't get pushed. In other words, I'm going to say this, the moral to this story, because I can't tell you the whole story. But the moral to this story, baby, watch your mouth and watch what you speak and watch your deeds, because what you sow, you will reap. Just don't be at the dock of the bay when you go to reap it. And don't say nothing, and let me tell you something, don't say nothing about nobody else's situation in their circumstance in a judgmental way, because you might end up in the same predicament yourself. And look, and did. It look free falling. With no life insurance policy. Free falling. Just, I'm free. Listen, and the moral to the story, because it's a real life thing that did happen. Just don't judge somebody else's situation and the shoes and the things that they going through, because you might end up going through that. You know what I'm saying? And listen, no uncertainties, because you don't know what people walk with. You don't know what's with them. And you be done pissed off an ancestor thinking you doing something. And you end up at the dock, at the bottom of the bay. So you might want to be careful with that. You know what I'm saying? You might want to be careful with that. See, nowadays, it is a good thing because let me tell you another one. And what? Listen, let me tell you another one, okay? Let me tell you another one. Never assist in world chaos and then you exit the earth at 2 a.m. because you gave your assistance on writing a book that led to you, that before then you messed with the Haitian, and the Haitians you didn't know what they was walking with. And then you end up with a disease, and now you sitting there looking for Jesus. Never mess with somebody because you don't know what or who they walking with. And you judge somebody. Let me tell you something. It has been some hilarious things coming to me in stories that have tickled me. So bad. I'm not gonna lie. I don't rejoice in nobody's downfall, but baby, that means get your ass somewhere and sit down and leave things and peoples and locations alone. Because that right there tells you, hey, you might want to stop what you're doing. Hey, you might want to stop picking fights that you can't fight because you seem to be writing checks that your ass can't cash. Y'all know them stories, don't you? Picking fights. It's the last thing you want to do because it is a mental battle, and sometimes who you think you messing with, you ain't messing with. Reminds me of a story where this prophet in the Bible, Prophet Samuel, he went to King Saul. King Saul asked him, did a whole sacrifice. King Saul done told him to do this, do that. And the prophet showed up 7 days later. Because he couldn't wait. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to do what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it, okay? So he got mad at the prophet when the prophet showed up and told him God didn't tell you to do that. And because you did that, certain things are going to occur. So let me tell you what happened now. Now. He decided he going to rip the prophet's clothes. He going to tap the yoke around his neck. And see, let me tell you something. When you hear in the Bible that somebody had a yoke, see, it means the burden of, or they're carrying a specific package or a specific gift or a specific thing for said group of people, said location, said person or thing. So when he broke it, Samuel went back. He said, listen here, Lord. That man broke my shit. And I'm paraphrasing, okay? He said, that man broke my stuff. That man tore up my clothes. God said, He didn't disrespect you. He disrespected me because I'm the one that sent you. Okay? God gave him a little minute. Samuel, go ahead and, get your emotions out. Go on, express yourself. Get it off your chest. Your own bit. Samuel sitting there and he done had 2 fits in the shit now. You see what I'm saying? Prophet Samuel done did that. Grand abundance welcome in. But then God tell Prophet Samuel, said, listen, go over there. And Jesse got some sons. Now Jesse was the father of David. Okay, King David. Right? See, this is why you don't mess with nobody. This is why you don't mess with nobody. Because you don't know who they walking with. Okay? And you don't know the direction of that spirit and how that spirit feel. Okay? So, you go over there, you anoint. So, he said, Lord, they going to kill me if I do that. He said, no, tell me you go and have dinner. God, you want me to lie? He said, no, because you really going to have dinner. You just not telling the left hand what the right hand is doing, going to have dinner. So, he goes over there because by that time Moses, God done told, Prophet Samuel suck it up. So he goes over there and he's looking at Jesse's sons. He tells Jesse, is this all your sons? Jesse finally admits to, after trying to deny, he admits to having a son that's a shepherd boy, a little small, ruby, little red boy back there in the back that was out there reading a book, and he had his heart out there reading the book and everything, And he goes out there because the oil wouldn't come out on the other sons. He was trying to get the oil to come out. He was, because, they were strong enough. They looked like a warrior. They looked like they had king's wisdom. I'm telling you, they looked like they were already fighting. They had military background. I want you to see where I'm going with this. But that little ruby red boy wasn't old enough just yet to be in the military. He didn't have the weight. He didn't have the stature. You know what I'm saying? He was the baby boy. So he goes out there and the oil comes out. Sometimes appearances ain't everything. All right? So he anoints him. Okay? The oil come out. Now, in that same, I want you to understand the transaction. In that same transaction, show you how petty God is. God removed the anointing off of King Saul's life, gave it to David. After giving David his own anointing and own weight, he gives him a double portion. Now, what does he do to King Saul? He sends a demonic goddamn spirit that he created that tortures King Saul. See, this is why you got to be careful, when you're messing with somebody, because you don't know who they with, honey. You don't know who they rocking with. And King Saul was another one that didn't have no military background. But King David, let me tell you, King David later goes and slews Goliath. King David was the only one with the harp that could play, and the damn demon would settle down. Demon would stop acting up. He could think like a king. And, King Saul had spottings where he was dancing in the prophetic, but the jealousy in his heart began to show. So, when pure-hearted David came along, sometimes you get put in the palace with your enemy. And the enemy know who you walking with. The problem is, the enemy can't get you to stop. Because at the same time, usury comes into play. Because I can't get rid of you. I just need you to kind of water yourself down. King Saul was already like, I need him to water himself down. Because they was singing, Saul killed 1,000, David killed 10,000. He was mad about that. I'm talking about the jealousy, because now you know. So King Saul is like, I gotta fix this with this stay in the family, because wait a minute. And what I'm saying, sometimes people know who you are. And they know that you have the spirit of prosperity. And I'm going to insert here Laman when it came to Jacob. Now, Jacob was not the best guy, okay? The little the little Joshua, the little fellow, he wasn't the best guy. See that motherfucker was a con artist, okay? His brother was Esau. He was a little con artist, all right. He did his little thing about taking from people. You know what I'm saying? He was, he would con Esau out of his birthright. He would con him out of this. And I'm speaking of Joshua, y'all. Thank you, Spirit. And literally, he was a little con artist, okay? He wasn't the best guy to want in any circumstance, okay? So, when Laman showed up, kind of like King Saul, they saw the prosperity. So they were willing to do anything to keep the prosperity in their land. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that they wanted... See, some people will know you prosperous. Some people will know you have what it takes, that anything you touch turn to gold. Okay? Yeah, if it's a problem, then they know you need to solve it. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but they know you got it. So they want you to work it out. You know what I'm saying? They want you to fix it. They want you to do it. You know what I'm saying? They want you to pull yourself into stuff. You know what I'm saying? They want you to do it. To do it as I'm led. But they want you to solve it. They want you... I'm sure it's skipping. Hold on. Let's see can we get it unskipped. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see, can we get it unskippity, skippity, dippity? Let's see. Because, see, they don't like when you're going somewhere with it. They don't like when you're going somewhere with it. Hold on. Because they're trying to irritate people to get out the live. Again. Is it skipping on everybody's end? Because I started over and finished where I was. So I ain't playing no music. Okay. Yeah, because I ain't playing no music. Okay. So, like I said, I don't know who I'm talking to. Okay. So I don't know who I'm talking to, but here. So, they want you to not know what is prosperous. They don't want you to know. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that everything you touch is prosperous. See, like Joshua, they didn't want him to know, honey. And pardon me, was it Jacob that? No, it was Joshua. No. Isaac was the father. It was Jacob. Sorry, y'all. Joshua wasn't even in that. It was Jacob. Now, see, Jacob got told the same thing that his fathers did. His grandpa got told that, Abraham, and then Isaac got told that. And so Joshua got told that he was a father of many nations. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't want you to know. You know what I'm saying? Some told me she was going to do that as soon as I went live. But, some people don't want you to know, honey. Some people don't want you to get it. Did it stop skipping? Some people didn't want them to know. Some people didn't want them to get it, honey. They didn't want you to get that you was prosperous. They didn't want you to get that everything you touched turned to gold. It was one thing to discover that about yourself, but what they didn't want you to do was grow to everybody else. See, King Saul was all right with being the future king behind closed doors and being the warrior, that fights in his army. But see, he wanted to be responsible for every door. See, a lot of times people want credit for your stuff. They want credit for your stuff, honey. They want credit for your stuff. And they don't get the credit. They don't get the credit. They want credit for your stuff. You ever met somebody that heard you and your idea, but they ran and did it? But they kept talking to you like you couldn't do it. They didn't want you to do it, honey. And then hold on. It gets better. Or they'll try to do it, but they want you to carry it. Or they want you to keep this image up. Because, see, King Saul wanted his image kept up, honey. The image kept up was that every time that he did something, he wanted that image kept up. You know, I'm great. I'm superior. I'm this. I'm that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a wonderful person. I'm God fearing. I'm just that in a bag of chips. Do you know what I'm saying? I want you to keep this energy up. I want you to keep this up. You can't tell everybody that I'm mistreating you. You can't tell everybody that I want you to water yourself down. I want you to make it like I'm supporting you. I want you to play like I got your back and that I'm speaking the truth, and you don't know they lied on you. I see King Saul tried to make it like David did something. Oh, y'all don't hear me today. Like David did something wrong, honey. He tried to make it like that. I know I'm talking to somebody. He tried to make it like that. Like, they ain't so great. They not humble. They arrogant. They don't do this right. They don't do that right. They're a failure. They ain't gonna never be nothing. You know, lies people tell you. Oh, they crazy. Oh, they don't never know what they talking about. They buku crazy. Well, now, Noah was a drunk, but the ark got built, didn't it? Now, if you ever want to talk about an alcohol problem, Noah had one. Now, if you ever want to talk about an anger issue, Moses had one. You ever want to talk about a con artist being in the place? Joshua. Jacob had one. He chipped his brother, Let me play. Even stole the birthright. But here's the catch. Yeah, Noah had a drinking problem, girl. Noah stayed lit. But yet God still used him. He stayed lit. It's not what goes in a man that defiles him. It is what the man lets out. See, the problem is when you're under. See, Noah have a thing for stripping. So they would always have to cover Noah up because he was a stripper. He was stripped. So he had a thing for stripping, and his son would cover him up. So at this point, he could be took advantage of. See, that was the reason why Noah shouldn't have been drinking, honey. Yep. Girl, you got to read the story. Read the story, honey. Every last one of these people had issues. See, that's how Noah would get taken advantage of. And so that's the reason why Noah had to stop. Because Noah woke up and his daughters was pregnant while he was asleep, while he was out of it. They ended up pregnant, girl. So get him back on topic. There was always some issues. And in the spiritual path that you go to, there's always a moral to them stories, okay? And moral to the stories. Because sometimes you have to watch your mouth, you have to watch your deeds. Like I said in the beginning, you have to watch your actions. Because, hold on, y'all, I'm going to blow my nose. Getting a little stuffy. Cause, honey, honey. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. You have to be careful of your actions, of your deeds. Because if it was just by your faults that you was being judged by the Spirit, then nobody on this earth would ever be used. Nobody would ever be chosen. Okay, so let me help you. See, God, no matter what path you're in, God or whatever path, don't choose you to be there based on potential. It's on ability. Now, you may not be able to see that ability to do, but they see it. You may not be able to see that gift, but they see it. See, even the people that don't like you or feel that they're better than you, they see it. Can you hear me now? See, Moses had a battle with his past. You know what I'm saying? Moses had a battle with his past. See, when Moses was having an awakening, it went the wrong way. And see, nobody told Moses, you don't get angry and then all of a sudden somebody end up unalive. See, no one told Moses. Because he was having an awakening. You know what I'm saying? He was finding out the truth. We're in abundance, welcome in. He was finding out the truth of who he is and where he came from. You know what I'm saying? And what he was chosen to do. But what they forgot to tell Moses, that you unlearning some things. That your mindset is being open where it was closed. See, a lot of times we don't know what to do with our awakenings when God started to bestow them upon you. Do you know what I'm saying? We don't know what to do with that. So Moses unalived somebody. And so when God told him to go back up in there and lead them people, you got to remember, this is in the 40 days and 40 nights of roaming around the mountain. When he was asking, who am I? What am I? You know, it be some stuff. Because you do got to wonder, are you just existing? You do got to wonder. Hear me? You do got to wonder. Because you keep seeing the same pattern. You see, keep seeing the same mistakes. You study hearing people talk about abundance, and you like, where's the abundance? Because I'm still in this situation. You know what I'm saying? But you don't realize until you wake up and what they say, grand abundance, welcome in. What's up, sis? But you don't realize that you didn't see that he was never looking at potential. He was looking at ability. But you don't think you coming up with no excuses, and you are. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? And Sunshine Love, that lets you know I understood more than I told you. But see, where the lie come in at is when you think it's potential. When you think it's capable of going 50-50. It's capable of going wrong just as well as it's capable of going right. See, we don't have the narrow mind. Oh, people gonna hate when I say that. We don't have the narrow-mindedness of God. See, God has an open mind, but he can be narrow-minded at times. And let me explain. Because he don't see potential. He don't even see your mistakes. He already know what you are, who you are, where you are. Grand abundance, welcome in. He already know where you are. Do you know what I'm saying? Rich Risings. He already know where you are. So while you over there counting how many mistakes you made and what you ain't learned from, and what excuse you finna make not to be obedient, not to do this, not to do that, he already know. So he over there looking like, no, I gave you the ability. I didn't say nothing about potential because everybody had the potential to do something. Grand Abundance, what's up, sis? Everybody had a potential, But see, he wasn't looking at that. See, your ancestors weren't looking at that. See, the path that you follow, Grand Abundance is the path that you follow. You see, if he was looking at just potential, it's a lot of potential to do stuff. You got potential to do the right thing. You got potential to do the wrong thing. You got potential to do some stuff. You got the potential to be great, and you got the potential to fail. But see, when your spiritual team, when God set his eyes on you, see, he don't care if you drink and build the ark. See, he don't care. Oh, you angry? Well, be angry enough to lead the people out here in the middle of this desert so I can get y'all to this promised land so I can make this dead weight fall off of me. Y'all come on. Let's do that. But I'm angry. But I'm upset. I got so many questions. Come on. But I'm an assassin. I'm a hitman. At least that's what Apostle Paul said. He said, I'm going to slap you blind. I'm going to give you a hunchback. Come on. Moses said, I got a speech impediment. Moses, God told him, said, whatever, man, come on. I'm going to give you Aaron. Bring your ass. Come on. See, when you start trying to make excuses and now you have to stop existing. And now you have to unlearn the lies you told yourself and the lies that you listened to. Ooh, people ain't gonna like this. Because, listen. See, this is where healing begins because you have to unlearn some stuff. Just because somebody said you would never be nothing, don't mean that nothing showed up. See, God the one to tell you, well, I'll make something out of nothing, so what are you talking about? See, ain't nobody ready for that. When the solutions show up. Well, they said I wouldn't, I'm kind of challenged. They said I wasn't going to be able to do nothing. Really? That ain't what I said. Well, they said I was a con artist. You know what I'm saying? They said I'm always lying. He said, yeah, okay. What lie did you tell? What con did you commit? You knew wholeheartedly you was gypping that boy. But see, I know when you set your mind to do my will, that my will be done. See, I can make you the truth and not the con. See, I can show you the pro and I can show you the con. No, you have the ability, you just have to give the gab. Now, come on. See what happened when your stuff get put out? Grand abundance to those that came in. Welcome in, welcome in. See how your excuses get put out? Because you swear to God what you can't do, and then don't be like Gideon talking about you afraid. You sure you want me to do it? You know how we feel when they tell you don't be like Jeremiah, and then he said, well, I sanctified you and I knew you before you were in the womb. We already knew what we was creating. When we created, we already knew the bet and we already paid. So, and you sitting there like that, excuse me, hey, sir, I'm a kid. Bro, did you forget there's an age barrier here? Sir, bro, did you forget that they don't think I should know? Sir, did you forget that people don't listen? People, did you forget that I'm an asshole? Did you forget that the people you asking me to speak to is waiting on my demise? Jonah. Grand abundance. But he don't want to hear all that. He don't want to hear all that. You know what I'm saying? He said, but I gave you the ability to speak. I gave you the ability to be obedient. I gave you the gifts that I needed you to have. Now what's going to happen, I'm going to clean these gifts up from where they've been tainted. I'm gonna open your mind. You're going to unlearn some stuff, relearn some stuff, and you're going to know the truth from the lies. And you're going to do what I want you to do. But these are my plans. You know how we do. We want to tell them the plan. These are my plans. See, I was going to go into this field, in this field, in that field. Okay, that's cute. And then he started laughing. And now you looking around for what's funny? You not. Look, wait a minute. Why you laughing? He over there. Woo! So that's the way you want to go about it. Now, tell me, what are you providing for this? And you looking like, wait, what? You like Job now. You like, wait a minute. What you mean providing for this? I'm telling you. See, I wrote the vision. I made it plain. What, sir? Ma'am. My guy. Dude. Bruh. He over there. That's not what I need you to do. What? That ain't in the plan. What? Wait a minute. So I'm good at it. Sir, I'm good at it. Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? This is the stuff that these are the conversations that you have and you don't know you have them. But I'm good at it. But right, I'm certified. I'm licensed. I'm ordained. Right, like I went to school for that. You know, you start hitting that dog motion there. You start hitting the cat motion. Wait a minute. And I let you experience that. So you would know what you're looking at when it's time to deal with my people. Excuse me? Your people. Who said anything about people? Yeah, you know how you made that noise. Because that's not your plan. That's not the way you want it to go. You know what I'm saying? See, your plan was, you know, how to get $1 billion this way. And God over here like, how to get $1 billion my way. See, his way, you know, you looking for your money. And because he done told you to start a business. Now you looking at him like, but I make $8,000 over here. I make good money over here. I didn't say nothing about people. What the? I don't want to help. You be like the girl in Lucy, the movie, talking about, I don't want no job with the people. You hear that sound again. He talking about much is given, much is required. And you over there like, wait a minute, your ancestors talking about this. See, that's not the way we did it. We didn't start out like that, you know. And then you cause let me get a reality, because this is still, all of these lives are hitched together. You know what I'm saying? So you still sitting there saying like Martin Luther King, but I have a dream. See, Martin didn't know he wasn't gonna be here for the dream. Okay, Martin didn't have a clue. He wasn't gonna be here. He was like the prophets. He didn't have a clue that he was gonna be gone before he could see the manifestation of the thing that he was prophesied about. You know what I'm saying? So Martin over there like, you better tell him. He up there doing day number. He up there doing my God. You better tell him, man, you'll get that shit out. You know what I'm saying? He over there doing that Cat Williams on you. And that's why if you should happen to roll it up, you know, you looking crazy. Because you like, wait a minute. And they like, but see, I prayed for this. You prayed for me to have to believe God for everything in my life. You prayed that I would have to believe my ancestors. You prayed that I would have to believe my spiritual team for everything. That now I'm not able to get it on my own. Like, I got to consult every 5 minutes. Now what to do, now what to say, now how to be. See, this is when you find out your life ain't your own. But see, the minute that you start saying stuff, let my will be your will, you do realize that everything about your will, the stubbornness about your will changes. The thought changes. See, the process changes, because now you start to realize he doing you like Dark Knight. Of course I have a plan, and we are rising, and we are vain. And then you start to realize, now your plan ain't what you thought it was. And then what's so crazy, it's your plan, but the plan to get there wasn't the process that you was going to go through. See, now you got to go through fire for real to get there. It ain't just you writing a grant. It ain't just you opening up and all your friends come. You know, people will support you when you water it down. But what happens when you have to know your worth? What happens when the mask has to fall off and you have to say the things that they tell you to say, and not the things that you want to say and the things that you want to avoid? See, that's when it get different, honey. That's when it get different. Because you thought you was in the ring with God, and you know you was whooping God, and you know what I'm saying? Whatever your path is, you thought you was whooping that deity. You just knew you was boxing. And then you find out you in the ring with you and you. Your higher self been the one beating the hell out of you. You been getting knocked out across that ring by yourself the whole time. They been outside eating popcorn, waiting on you to bow down, and your higher self over there, doop, doop, yo, and look, it's coming to you like trials and tribulations. It's coming to you with people saying you know you chosen, you know you ain't got no business here. He got you walking in it unknown now, right? Now you helping people. Look, stay out my diary, sir. Preach. But listen, Linda. Listen. But see, this is the thing that gets you right here. You think you smart. Okay, I left that job, but you. Look, I'm talking about you, sir. Look. Then you think you smart, so you quit that job. You go get another one. Like you didn't know. You like, my God, I did that thing. Like you like a pimp named Slickback. I had a plan B. Now you working on plan B. And then you fuck around, and then you hear, oh, that's your plan B. Let me give you the same results that was on the other. Let me give you them results. And then you get them results and you mad. You like, didn't I just leave this motherfucker over here? Now this same spirit is over here. Like, why is they mad about what I'm doing? I'm good at it. Leave me alone. But then what gets you is when the person come up to you, you trying to mind your business, but they telling you about their problem. And all of a sudden you hear the spirit say, so then you open your mouth, well, just, you like Jeremiah that was in prison when he said he wasn't going to call God's name no more, when he said he wasn't doing that. You said, listen, if you just do this, this, and this, it'll work out. And then you sitting over there, let me get back to work. No, that's what they said. Now go on, because I ain't helping nobody else. Go on. I ain't doing nothing for nobody else. And you find yourself, you know, people coming to you for advice and they coming to you for counseling. And then you find yourself giving out the advice that you need to take. Boy, if that don't make you, look, that make you offended like, no, you didn't. You made it come out of my mouth? Really? And then you find yourself going, oh, but I don't want to be a healer. I don't want to do the prophetic. You know how we do? We have a nervous breakdown. I just want to live my life. I want a normal life. Excuse me, pardon me. What's normal? Have y'all experienced normal yet? I haven't. I've been waiting on normal for since I was 5. The fuck is normal? Is it normal to have a toupee wearing president? Is it normal that people crazy? Is it normal? Somebody, they ain't ready for this. No. We're going to get ready for this conversation. You need to come up out of there. In my business at this point. No, but I just want to have a normal life. Why can't I have a regular store like everybody else and sell you home goods and supplies and go on about my damn business? Like, why is that so hard? And the next thing you know, honey, I'm in my own business, okay? Listen, Linda. Listen, true story. I wish that Mission Nino was here because, y'all, I was cute with it, okay? Let me tell you about me, okay? Let me give you a true story out of my life. See, I thought years ago, because I got tired of people fucking over me. I got tired of people playing with me, okay? You ever seen somebody playing with a monster and didn't know it was a monster because they seen it so small. It looked cute and cuddly. We gonna punch that one. You know, it looked cute and small. Until you find out this motherfucker really batshit crazy. And you don't know the work of God in somebody's life. And then all of a sudden, they kept on. And God over here, let me fight. And I'm like, now I'm tagging me. I'm coming in the ring. I said, so what? You listen now. Y'all might not been that bold to, say nothing to the deity in your life or say nothing to the God in your life. But for me, I'm listen. I'm the one that said something. I said, excuse me, how you doing? Yeah, no. See, what's going to happen here, we're going to put that whole thing about the light. We're going to put that whole thing about prophecy. We're going to put that whole thing about the mystery, the understanding of any good book. We're going to put that shit in the box. Listen, I got it from Bad Boys 2, Mike Lowry. All right? When they was in the scene where they was in the store and the man thought they was having a same-sex relationship, but come to find out these two cops, and he's talking about we're going to put that right along in the box with your mama titties. See, that was me. We gonna put this in a box, okay? We gonna put the prophetic. We gonna put the light. We gonna put the healer. Ain't nothing but darkness coming about this box. So we gonna put some stuff in there. We done with trying to heal. Now it's time for the reveal of the damn food they kept fucking with. Now the sadist is alive. See, now the Marine is showing. Now Sergeant got to come to bat. See, we gonna put that in there. Yeah. But see, I put it in the bottom of the ocean because there ain't no bottom. That mean that shit just keep falling. Okay. See, I thought I was smart. gonna drop the box. I told God, so we're done playing games now. Did you see your will was all right until your will started fucking over me? See, now I'm gonna do my own thing. It was cute. It sounded great, didn't it, y'all? That sounded great, didn't it? Yeah, the definition of fuck around and find out. So y'all, I'm up here doing my rituals and things, you know, to end some stuff, you know, stop some people. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Misha Nino, but let me tell you something. That is a true vessel of God because, honey, I have been doing stuff. I have been going on and see, didn't realize that people was hoping that I gave up. People was hoping that I gave in. People was hoping that yeah, they could come and fuck around and find out. You know, people was very fearful. People who really needed help was very fearful about coming to me. You know what I'm saying? They was like, nope, that fool. No, I ain't got time for that kind of darkness. I ain't got time for that kind of shit in the heart. So I'm going to leave that alone. That's what they would say. That's what they would say. I'm going to leave that alone. But see, then you knew to pay me if I charged you. You knew to leave me alone, let me work my job. You knew to mind your motherfucking business. You know what I'm saying? But see, God said, you know what, I got a secret weapon. I'm gonna stop your ass. I'm gonna send Misha Nino to do it. She would get on there, God, I don't know why I'm live, but the low odds want me to go live. I was like, what the fuck is this about? And why am I listening? I don't even, at the time I didn't know her. I was like, and why am I listening? She would get on there. You can't do that. You can't take people out like that. God want to fight your battle. Ma'am, last time I let him fight, and I don't know if she heard me outside that live, because I was outside of her live talking about the last time I let him fight. They just kept on and kept on and kept on and kept on. Last time I let another spirit do it for me. They just kept on and kept on until finally I just did like Best Future. I would go, then they, okay. You see what I'm saying? And God going, but my will is, sir, you and your will. You and your will. You and your will keep getting me fucked up. I kept saying that. And one day, after the long process of how many lives she had to do, then finally I said, you know what? You know what, Lord? I'm going to get a reading from this woman. Now, y'all, I got my money up, so get a reading from her, right? She tells me, so, you know, you're not just darkness. Ma'am. I'm just darkness. I ain't no other path. I didn't even mention Obia or nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, ma'am. I'm just darkness. Then she said to me, you know, there's certain people that want to come to you. I said, oh, no, I like them in fear. No, don't bring your ass over here. I like them in fear. Leave them motherfuckers over there with all that. She was like, ma'am. So she had to call down vulnerability from God because, listen, I was trying to fight. I was in the ring like no, I'm not going. She didn't know on the other end of the phone, I'm a whole $2 hole. You could have bought me for 2 cents, okay? I'm over there crying. And I'm, no. And she goes, what happened? I said, see, you don't understand. When you start messing with people's habitation, you start messing with people's money, you start doing stuff. See, I'm not with it. I ain't Jesus. See, you ain't gonna hit me and think you just gonna get the fuck up and go your way. Nah. Whole time, y'all, God laughing. Then all of a sudden the Lord show up. So she asked me, who doing the reading? I said, but please tell me these things. Who are these? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? I started describing what I was seeing. And she laughs. She tells me, you're going to find out. But just know you're not. You're not. That's not all to you. In my head, y'all, I'm thinking, now I knew when I threw that box was gone for years. Like, how you gonna pull this box up? Now, mind you, I said the prophetic was in that box. Priesthood was in that box. Light was in that box. You know what I'm saying? Everything that God wanted, God brought right there. Now, did I stop doing what I was doing that day? No. But did I give it some thought? Yes. Sometimes what you deem as the way, God will do another way, because he had to work the hurt out of you. God will do another way because he had to work the hurt out of you. He had to work the ability to run out of you. The ability to quit out of you. Because if it's something that you did in your own power, you can tear it down. But if it's something that is done by the Spirit, you can't tear it down. Granted, it's your dream that he gave you a long time ago. Because you don't know you're working from the abilities that's within you. But the way that you chose to go about it, that's not going to work. Because, see, I need you to heal and be healed. So when you talk to these people, you heal from that situation and you can really tell them from really going through it. See, it's cute. It's cute when you do it your way. But it's successful when you do it the Spirit way. Because now, it's not something that's temporarily. See, when you have to lean and depend and to trust. Because, yeah, come on now. Ain't nobody in here that ain't ever experienced trust issues. You either experiencing it or you have experienced it. To where you told somebody your dream and then next thing you know they tried to execute what they didn't have a home for. And you laughed when it was successful, but you was hurt. You never did face to get that healing. But see, when you do it in the will of the Spirit, see, you have to face that and let it go and realize nobody can do it better. And then some people make you mad because they successful at your shit. But they got the advice from you. They got the idea from you. And then it's not successful because it's a home over here for it. It's just that it has to go differently. And so now, when you walking in your manifestation, and now you in a small business, it's just not the business you thought it would be. You was looking for this great storefront, and now he got you doing digital sales, where now you have to send stuff through the mail. I don't think that the store ain't coming, where you can have your set hours each day. Don't think that that's not coming, but the way that you had to go was within the will of God. Because how you going to help somebody that's trying to own their business? How you going to help somebody with a dream if you never had to depend? If you never had to get rid of your trust issues? Because some of us don't trust us with the Spirit. And that's why you in the ring with your higher self, looking crazy, and your higher self over there throwing blows, talking about, we ain't doing this in this life. And don't tell me that we don't have a past life, because what is the Holy Spirit saying? That he's a comforter, a teacher, and that he's going to bring all things back to your remembrance, then lead you in all truths. What you mean? What I need to remember? Don't tell me you don't have a soul contract, because in Jeremiah chapter 1 verses 1 through 5, God is speaking to Jeremiah about a contract that was made before he could hit this earth. So please, I tried all the lucid theories. until he gave me the real thing. And then I thought I was the Lulu because I had to unlearn that bullshit. As you just hear, you just in this life. You was with him before you got here. Well, what was you with him at? See, nobody want to answer that. But let me give you the answer to that. Your life, you had a life for you, life in him. You had a life before you was life in here. He destroyed the earth twice in this city. So please, 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 let's unlearn some stuff. And let's start asking some real questions. And let's start saying, okay, because I'm telling you, the way that he work it out and the way that you work it out, it be two different things. Let me put it like this. If some of the answers that I told you he gave me, that means you would have to take a look at my shadow work. What happens when you have to tear down your images? Then you start learning reality from fantasy. See, we have it all planned out. Get this grant, get this store, sell this here. Learn your target audience. No. See, the way God do it, you have the experience for your target audience, for your target customers. You have the experience now. Because you can't just talk that talk. You got to walk that walk. You got to do that do. Because, see, you got to really help. You got to really service. You got to really put it out there. You got to really do this by experience. I'm going to teach you how to light a candle. And then I don't know what the candle means. And then I don't have the experience with the candle. So you got to have experience for that. If you ain't never worked on a car, how you running a mechanic shop? What, did you open it for somebody else? See, a lot of us get the instructions to do a lot. Of things, but we collecting it like it's a book and we deposit it in the book because we are afraid of God's plan. But see, his plan, we are afraid of God's plan. But see, his plan, and by the Spirit, whatever your path is, see, that plan is successful. See, that plan, you start noticing different scriptures that's contradictory to what people are teaching, and they demonize. Are you ready? Well, you going to tell Daniel that when he didn't eat certain foods, and then he come out looking like beautiful? Were you going to tell the Levite priest that when they were wearing the chakras and they were crystals and rubies and emeralds and gems? Were you going to tell Jesus that and he was sitting there talking to Moses and Elijah and he's telling you got to do the work that he did in greater? That means you have to work with dead things. And then you have to speak life. Were you going to tell Ezekiel that when he was dealing with dry bones and he said for the bones to live? And Ezekiel spoke, and then all of a sudden the breath of God began to get in the bones and they begin to come back to life? Because some bones in our closet just need life to them because you threw away stuff like I did that God wanted to use. God wanted to use your brokenness to help somebody to be unbroken because you healed from your broken. And see, you're not having broken conversations, and I want you to hear me. Now you're not having broken conversations. Now you're not having broken dreams and broken promises and broken things. And now you're not having broken poverty. Now you got healed prosperity. Now you have a healed business instead of a business that's been damaged and tainted. Because everybody can open a business, don't mean that everybody have a home for it. Don't mean that everybody's going to do what it takes for it. See, it's all a good game until you have to be. Now, let me say this. Everybody don't have kids, because I sure don't have kids, and I'm telling you, you don't want me to have no kids. No, baby. Let me love on yours, and then yours go home. Let me do that. Not everybody's meant to do the exact same thing. Everybody's meant to do what has been given to them by the Spirit, through the Spirit, their abilities. Just because y'all had the same store don't mean you had the same vision. Don't mean you had the same target. You may be coming at it from one angle, they may be coming at it from another. And you may speak the same language that make you kindred spirits, not enemies. See, like I said, a lot of people ain't ready for this conversation. Because, see, you can't stay broken. You can't stay hiding behind your fears. You can't keep using that thing as a clutch. Now you have to really have a dependency. And now you're not minding nobody's business. You speaking life into situations where they know only God, only the ancestors, only this, only that could ever have told you to tell me that. And see, then you lose certain circles of friends because some of them ain't for your journey. You start losing them. Sometimes it get a little lonely. But see, you have to learn what it is to not have everybody doing something for you. You have to learn what it is to have to stand. You have to learn what it is for people to say, the Spirit told me that you had this thing and I have to get it. So you can't learn that if everybody around you and everybody always picking stuff up for you and they always there to experience it with you. No, what happened when they not there and God speak to you or whatever path that you in speak to you and whatever your spiritual team in speak to you and then all of a sudden somebody that's not doing the same or somebody that's in the same path but not in the same house come and tell you, hey, there's this thing, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but they said I had to get it from you. So do you have it? And you sitting there with tears in your eyes to let you know what was spoken in secret when you was by yourself. You being told that room is being made for the thing that he spoke to you about that is needed. And there are people who he's dealing with that knows about it and waiting on you to produce it because your name was spoken. And they come to you saying, but it was you. It was your name I saw in the dream. It was your face I saw. It was you that I got to get this from. No, I know they run a botanica, but I was not told to get it from them. I was told to get it from you. Because of your energy, certain things about you that the certain power comes through. See, everybody has a different level of power. See, your job is to reach who you can reach, and then their job is to reach who they can reach. Sometimes you got to stop worrying about what's going on around you and be concerned with what's going on with the inside of you and what's been distributed out of you. See, that's when it changed. That's when you start to understand, oh, okay, I'm glad I chose to do it your way. Because do you have a free will? Yes. But you're going to keep being in that ring too. Yeah. But when you choose to do it their way, have you noticed the success rate? Anybody notice the success rate when you do it the way Spirit tell you to do? Don't it always turn out successful? So what I'm saying is, hold on just a second, because they later than James Brown. And he in the grave, honey. How he gonna be? Okay, I'm back. But haven't you noticed, I'm back. Haven't you noticed that all of a sudden you're reaching people, now you feel better, now you feel right. But you also shocked because you was by yourself. See, if everything happened with a group of people, baby, you would never really experience your relationship. with your spiritual team, with your ancestors, with the one responsible for putting breath in your body. And I'm not talking about a human. See, it make a difference. If you've never been misunderstood, how in the hell can you understand when somebody say, nobody understands me? How you gonna help that person? If you've never been lied on, never been talked about, if you ain't never lived free rent in somebody's head, if you ain't never lived rent free in somebody's head that swore to God that they was gonna destroy you, you may know them and may not know them. How you gonna help that other person if you do it your way? Because your way would be less trauma, less drama. But see, the will of God, it's painful because there's a work that has to be done in you, and there's a work that has to be done in the other person. In your head, you would have took what you believe is the high road. And see, what you believe is the high road ain't the high road. And I'm going to tell you something. If it was given to you easy, you would take it for granted. But if you had to fight for it, if you had to believe for it, if you had to obey, if you had to trust for it, if it was blood, sweat, and tears for it, I promise you won't let this fly by night. You won't give up on that. You won't stop doing it because you got some determination about you. You got some endurance. You're resilient. You're loyal to the cause. You're loyal to what walks with you. You're loyal to your higher self. Because you get tired of getting your ass whooped, I'm sure of it. And then to find out later, everybody outside the ring, but you and your higher self, they eating popcorn and shit, drinking and watching you. And you up here talking about batter swing and you getting thrown all over the ring. Why? Because different trials and tribulations come up. Different things start to happen. You want me to explain? Let me explain. All of a sudden, people start talking about you. People start calling you lazy and you work every day. But because you boxing against the will of God, they calling you lazy. Because they're saying you too lazy, you just want to be comfortable, you just doing what's comfortable. And you don't get the conversation because you comfortable. And they calling you lazy. Telling you to get up off your ass. And you trying to figure out who ass. I work 16 hours a day. But you're not working 16 hours in the will of God, in the will of the Spirit, in the will of your ancestors. You're not working, boo-boo. You inconvenience and comfort, boo-boo. Sugar, you ain't comfort. You feel like you just existing, and you're lying to you saying that you okay. You don't want to hear that. What you mean I'm lying to me? Every time you say no, every time you say you can do it better, every time you say you got this and you don't let them fight and you don't want to follow the instructions. Faith without works, a dream without working and planting the seeds, without watering it, without showing up here and showing up there where they tell you to show up at, going live when they tell you to go, talking and not talking when they tell you don't talk, learning your seasons, learning discernment, being okay with not having somebody right there at your side to give you confirmation and play cheerleader to your ass. And you have to learn to trust. See, these things take some doing. Then you go down the journey you ain't never been down before. See, you don't know what's at the end of the road. See, that thing that you're comfortable in, you know if you take 3 steps right, take 2 steps left, if you hop back, if you move like this, then you know you got it. I almost sound like I was about to preach, didn't it? You know. But you know. You got it. And so I'm comfortable. Some people are afraid of the responsibility of that thing. The responsibility of that thing. Meaning that now you got to keep continuing to trust. You have to continue to follow. Now, you have to be by yourself so you can see yourself. And some of us be hiding, like Ifa Bayo said on her page. Some of us are, well, hide in someone else's dream. Hide in someone else's destiny. Hide in someone else's troubles. Because you don't want to deal with your own shit. That's too much responsibility. Let me cheer you on so I don't have to deal with my shit. That's cute. Until you hit with the therapist. And the therapist is a spirit. You think you hiding with the person, and you got this whole motherfucker sitting there talking about, hey, I know you didn't think you was hiding over here. You better face your shit. You ready to tear down that disassociation you have, where you don't want to associate with the will, you don't want to associate with doing it their way. You want to tear down that. I'm gonna do what I want to when I want to, because I don't have to, and you can't make me. Yeah, you sound real good and childish, because you ain't nowhere near ready to do what they say, and you making excuses. You sound childish. Well, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Well, I'm gonna do it at this time. I ain't doing it at that time. Because what you want to be able to say is that it didn't work. You know, you ever been doing something and then hope that you fail at it so you don't have to do it? So you can say it was unsuccessful, so you can look at the spirit, look at the deity, look at the ancestors, look at the person, and say, nah, you wrong. And they look at you and say, whatever, man, look at the growth. And then you stuck. When they get done with you. And let me just cheer this person on. I mean, they doing it. You don't need me to do it. You got them. Didn't you say you had a rock? I know I said that. Didn't you say you had other people? Didn't you say there was no private interpretation? Like if you gave it to me, you give it to somebody else. Somebody else will do it. We start sounding like Bonnie Mac. Somebody motherfucking else will do it. It's some motherfucking body else. Son of a bitch. And then you find out you still got to do it. Because they don't have your energy. They have their energy to reach what they supposed to reach. Like I said at the beginning of this, you don't want to bore it out. Because then, guess what? You're going to be mad when that person reap the reward that you were supposed to reap. Now imagine you need your bill paid. And all you had to do was speak life into this person. And you didn't even know this person had your money. But because somebody else came and spoke it, they got their needs met because the person handed it to them. Because the store where you were supposed to show up at, the keys to that store, they handed it to somebody else. And that person was supposed to be you. The said things that you wanted to happen in your life. Now you see them happening, but now they're happening with somebody else. Because your ass was comfortable. You didn't want to step into the unknown. You didn't want to step into the unpredictable. You didn't want to step into it because for you was comfortable. You know how them children of Israel was. They were comfortable, girl. Boy, they was comfortable. It was comfortable. Because all they had to do was be a slave. I'll hit her back. They was comfortable. All they had to do was be a slave. All they had to do, they knew the whip was coming. So you know how to do your job. You know what I have to do it. Look like you were doing it. You know. and you collect your paycheck. See, that's comfortable. But when it's really time for you to do the work, I don't know about that, because ain't no four walls. What you mean go full time and you gonna provide? But how? This bill say it's due and I already missed the deadline. I'm gonna go get a job. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go do that. Let me go back to what I used to do, and see, that way I know it's paid, and then I can put my faith in you on something else, and we can get that done. Cause then I have what it takes, and you just tell me where to invest it. That sound cute, don't it? Until he tell you, get out there and depend on me. See, this is the fantasy that we have. I'm gonna do this fantasy again. Hey, if you do this, you're gonna have it all. The world's gonna be your oyster. She said, enough, stay out my business. Hey, I'm not just in yours, I'm in mine too, I promise you. I'm in mine too. I'm not just in yours. I promise you, I'm not. I'm not just in yours. I'm in mine too. Because I can't tell you if I ain't never suffered from it. But listen, I can't tell you if I ain't never had the syndrome. Because let me be honest, I had Stockholm syndrome. I was so used to the abuse. Oh, that boss on the job talking crazy. I'm like, I'm blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. That we gonna do. You know how we do. We get used to it. We start thinking it's cutesy, coochie, coo, and cuddly. Until you realize that God gets you fired from your job. Well, y'all thought that part when he told King Saul and King David, I will rip your motherfucking kingdom from you. Yes, I gave it to you. But then he started acting like a parent and said, I brought you in this world and I can take you out. See, we missed that part where he would stir up the kings against you, where he told your boss to fire you because you ain't listen. You thought to go get another job and try it again, and then you get fired from that one. You try to run here, you get fired from that. Or how about this? You went to this one like Jonah. You went over here with this sector of people, and these sector of people said, hey, stop getting us fucked up. You don't belong here. Go over there. Go where he told you to go. Cause hell no, you're not getting in my way. Get your ass on. Now it ain't cool no more. So now you stuck with, and it put you in a hole to where you ain't got no choice but to submit to his will. And you got to submit, and now you got to understand the way that you wanted to do things, you can't do them. See, I've been there. I don't know about nobody else. I've been there. And to tell you the truth, doing it God's way, I've had more peace than a little bit. Doing it the Spirit's way, going down the spiritual paths that I had to go down. I'm thankful for my spiritual teams, and I'll forever be thankful for my ancestors and grateful. I see the way that I had to go as a pioneer. Yeah, see, sometimes people ain't never gave it from this angle. They give you this cute little version, this little watered down shit that you can't use, and you still sitting over there waiting on the instructions. You still want to know what you got faith, what you supposed to have faith for. And see, what's funny, what you don't know, I believe, caller 9, I call you 9 for short. So I'm going to start calling you 9 for short. Please forgive me, but that's the way that I do it. But 9 said it earlier, you don't even know you in your purpose. You started asking, what is your purpose? And your purpose is shouting at you all around you. Because your point of view is, it's not everybody else's point of view. They'll see the cup half empty, you'll see it half full. You'll see a plant and realize that the seed got to fight through the dirt when everybody else is saying, baby, let it be microwavable. Come on, jump on up there. And see, people think that about spiritual work, don't know it takes patience. It takes determination. It takes discipline. It takes you actually doing it step by step. You forget you got to lay a foundation. You forget, dude, you gotta make sure your 2x4s are in the right place so it can be built right. You don't want to build it like the Three Little Pigs, and then next thing you know, blow it down. Then the one that built it with the bricks and actually put the 2x4s in the right place, and then it was built correctly. And then nobody could blow it down. Your worst enemy could come on your worst day, and as long as you in the perimeter of obedience and everything you're doing, because your 2x4s and your bricks is in the right place, now can't nobody do nothing, because see, you didn't have dirt, you had cement. That means that nothing could actually come. The hurricane could come, but it wasn't gonna sink your house because of the cement that you kind of dug down into the ground and poured a lot of cement to lay your foundation. See, that means your head was like Jeremiah's den. Your head was like flint. See, you was going to stick to it. You know what I'm saying? My old spiritual father used to say having some stick-to-itness. He knew it wasn't a word in the dictionary, but he said it because of the fact that you begin to endure. He said, you won't go in the building, so I will send you those so-called spiritualists that are. He ain't lying. As I said, I wouldn't return to a church. And I'm going to tell you why I won't return to a church, because I don't get me wrong. I love God's people. But sometimes God's people is a little naive to me and a little too cute. And let me explain what I mean. Nowadays, you see how the revelation in the church is changing. But what I mean by too cute, you want to be set in religiosity and have a traditional way about doing things. And you're not teaching the people for real so they can really break free. And then those that are teaching for real, we want to call them arrogant. We want to call them stupid. We want to say that they're egotistical because they are telling you how to really get free and how to really turn and really sin no more. Because for real, what really means to sin no more is not to repeat the pattern no more, not to repeat the same mess no more, with the same mindset, with the same method no more. See, nobody really want to tell you how to be free and give you real instructions from the Spirit, because people get mad and say, I want control. No, God is in control. You are in the passenger seat. You better remember who's driving. You telling them to fail not to assemble themselves, and wherever they go, they are assembled. And whereby draw strength. It ain't just until you hear that preacher. What happens when a 5-year-old walk up to you and tell you, don't be putting no Baptist pulse on me. Look, little preacher, I knew you was waiting somewhere. And then the dead man that always come around to preach, I knew you was waiting somewhere because I heard it in my voice. I heard that. You was not finna do that. You was not finna do that. I heard it in my voice. I heard it. That's when you know you about to be mounted. They are minding the original motives when they're supposed to shape them up in different shapes. Yeah, for real. Because guess what? They're in God images. Not the pastor. Not the prophet. Not the evangelist. Not the teacher. Not that prayer warrior. They have their own set of anointing. Send them out. If that's the case, then Jesus could have stayed in the church. The prophet could have stayed in the church. Most of that Bible, you see them outside. Any book you read, you don't see that they sat in the building. You are the temple. They went outside. Because a lot of y'all are just like Peter. He got to tell you to slay and eat. You too busy trying to tell him what to do instead of doing what he told you to do. Well, I'm not going to them because they don't. See, they're this, they're that, they're this, they're that, they're this, they're that, they're this, they're that. They're doing it this way. They're doing it that way. See, I don't bump and boop the doop the doop. Shut up. Slay and eat. Peter, you can cuss all day, but slay and eat. I chose them. I'm calling them. Since when did I ask you for your opinion? I told you to go be the vessel. Since when did I ask you for your opinion? Because if I asked you for your opinion, then I would have to ask somebody about when I made you. See, this is why you don't tell the Creator what to do with His creation. You obey the Creator. See the difference? Because then you will learn, thank you for the gift. Then you will learn when the government of Texas said that mess, we had a flood here. God protected me from the flood. I didn't see a drop of that. I saw the rain. It was cute too. Slept like a baby. But anyway, you find out the only thing being deported is the creation, not the Creator. So while you sitting up here knocking that spirit for what their name is, you didn't ask God, do you got one name? Before you start running your mouth. See, this is how come in every path, if you keep on, and you keep researching, you'll find the original story. And then you'll find out that everything's in a similitude. And you'll start to learn that you can't service them the same in those different names. See, let me break it down like this. If that's the case, when God said He had many names, that means everybody will call the same name. And if God said He had many names, that means everybody will call the same name and everything will be good, right? See, I call Him El Shaddai, not because He is God, because He's more than enough, meaning that He's going to get me what I want and what I need too. You hear me? Hello, somebody. So if I call Jehovah, He's self-existing. You know what I'm saying? So that means when I call Him with a J, that He's going to be self-existing in the situation. But if I call El Elyon, He's going to be the fighter, the protector. He's going to get rid of. So if you say Oda Madre, ain't that who said the Orishas? He's going to get rid of. So stop knocking people for where they are and for what they're doing, because those people are serving. They're just using a different name. What is your problem? And see, everybody knock the root until you find out where the scripture came from. Oh, baby, they're not ready for their conversation right there, sugar. You knock a Loah until you find out where the Loah came from. That the Loah's other name might be Archangel Michael, but he may come in a Oghuz style. But you ain't ready for that, baby. Y'all don't want to hear that sugar wooga wooga, because now that's putting you out your comfort zone. But ain't this whole time He's been trying to get you out your comfort zone, Peter? And you up here telling Him where the Gentiles can't be saved, so I'm not going to get it. No, I'm not laying hands. I'm not all this talk. And if He judged you for what He knew and what you think you know, it's a difference in what you think you know when you judging somebody. You read a sentence in somebody's book, but God seen your whole life. So how you going to tell someone that knows your whole life and can judge you from what he knows, not from what he heard, not from what he thought he understood, not what he seen one part of a conversation on? Oh, y'all ain't ready. He seen one part of a story. I can see you get arrested, but it doesn't mean that's the end of your story. I can see you make a bad decision, it doesn't mean it's your story. I just wasn't there for the rest and how it begun. Am I making sense? So this is why you don't go around telling the Creator what to do with His creation. You are going around telling the angels, just because they go by different names, how to protect you. You just be protected. Shug. They give you a message, and all you're getting an understanding. Say, could you please break this down? And let them break it down for you. But you don't go tell them, oh, well, I'm not going Let me go ahead and dig in some emotions, because I know some people watching outside of my live too, and I know that it just ain't y'all in here. So I'm gonna dig in some emotions. I'm gonna do it all the way they want me to do it. Oh, I don't want to do that because they're not in my path. I don't want to do that because they drink, they smoke, they do this, they done been to jail, they got a criminal record. So I'm not going to go tell them. They shouldn't have a business. I should have a business. First of all, Sugar Wooga Book, if you was doing what you was told, instead of being called to and you going through hell, because the calling to means that you have not arrived, boo. Who are you to tell them when your past look worse than theirs? You want to talk about it, or you want to let it alone and let the Creator do His job? Who's the creation and who's the Creator? Who's responsible for your breath, and when did you become responsible for His? Make it make sense. Now, if you can make God breathe, please let me see you do it, sugar. I wait. If you can give him direction and tell him which way to go, let me see you do it. If you can tell that Orisha, if you can tell that Loa, if you can tell that North spirit where to go, let me see you do it. Sugar Wooga Booga, let me see you do it. Let me see you tell them Egyptian spirits where to go, them Egyptian gods and goddesses where to go. Let me see you do it. I wait. I'm right here. I wait. Listen, I bet money they ain't listening to you. They'll hear your asking, but they won't hear your telling. They'll hear your faith. They'll hear you speak to something in authority when it's no longer serving you. But I'll wait. Let me see you do it. And you got to get up every day by them. You got to move and have your being by them. That's how come I won't go back to church. And then I cuss too much. See, me and Apostle Peter have some things in common, Lord. Because I cuss Jesus, Father. Lord have mercy. Because if the move is dumb, I'm going to tell you it's dumb. I'm not finna... Listen, Linda. Listen. Why would I let you hit the brick wall and you hit it? But if I tell you and you still hit that wall, I'm going to ask you now, who fault is that, sugar? If I warned you before the destruction and I'm the watchman for your soul, who fault is that? Is it mine or yours? That's how come I won't go back to the church. Because somebody set of bricks bother me when it's your temple is your body. And the body is what he's looking for. And the names that you have to come in is the names that he's looking for. So if you can come in your own name, yeah, your name may be powerful in instance. Because even the Bible tells you, even the evil will know your name and say, Paul I know, Jesus I know, so-and-so I know, this one I know. But who are you? Nobody ready for that one. See, anytime that certain spirits know your name and they know they're the opposer, and they know your name, and somebody try to come in your name and try to fight them, they're going to beat the living snot out of them, because they're going to say, so-and-so, I know. Ruba, I know. Sunshine Love, I know. Empress, I know. Tiffany, Cookie, I know. You know what I'm saying? They're going to say, I know them. And I know Jesus and Yeshua. I know them. Baby, who you? I'm going to whoop your ass. Am I making sense to anybody? See, certain spirits, even when somebody try to show up as you, even when somebody try to mimic you, even when somebody try to dig a ditch for you, even when somebody try to play you, even the opposing spirit will whoop their ass over the fact that they are not You. Even if they just sending a message, say you should have been the right person. So while you were jealous, while you was envious, while you was judging and talking shit, you still ain't this person. Even the op would let you know. Ain't that something? When your enemy know the truth. Ain't that some shit? When the opposing force know the truth. See, I don't know about nobody else, but my little ass be paying attention to the small details. And see, my little goofy ass ask questions that maybe don't nobody else ask. But I'm goofy. I will sit right there and say, excuse me, sir. Sir. Do not send me the voicemail. Can you answer me this? Cause what to say right here? It's your servant again. It's the one that you called and you told to go do this. So I was reading, and what did it mean right here? I'm that one. So something that came across my mind, and I just want you to validate it. So what that mean right there? And he'll answer me. But I have to be in alignment. Let me help you. Because some people would say, well, I can get my answer. Are you in the place to hear it? Are you still too angry? Are you still holding on to what the person did, and you still holding them with a lock and key in a prison that you won't let them out of? And you're mad at them for functioning in life, but you forgot to heal. You forgot to get them back their baggage. You forgot to let them carry their own shit so they can pay for it. Or are you still hiding? Yabba dabba, hey, yabba dabba dabba do, yabba dabba dabba do, hey. Are you still hiding? Are you still angry? Are you still pissed? Does it still trigger you? So if I send somebody like you in the same situation, I didn't do that to be petty. I did that to answer your question. It's because when that answer fly out your mouth, I know that you snared by the words that's in your mouth and not the. And now you responsible for the knowledge that you just gave. So do people think they're getting away with delivering a message? No. Me delivering this message, think I'm getting away from it? I think the fuck not. And your answer come out of your own mouth. I believe my nephew used to say it like this. You giving somebody else the answer, he make you sit there and get your ass whooping in front of them. Yabba dabba do, yabba dabba do, hey, yabba dabba do. I might need alcohol after this. Because what's so funny, while you trying to be unhealed and angry, and you up here telling that person what to do, and now you don't find out what to do, and now your ass looking crazy. And then sometimes that person have a different situation. You up here worried about something, and you still got to answer, because you have to answer them where God is telling you to stay motherfucking me focused. I'ma handle that, but you over there trying to. I'ma hold them right here. This the key. And you mad. You looking at God like I done cut your ass out, but I ain't crazy. So I'ma sit here. You know how you do when you want to fix your mouth to say something, but you know if you say one word, that's another ass whooping. So you just sit there with the tears in your eyes, and then you have to fix your face before you give you something to cry about. Lord, and then you gotta release it, then you got to heal, and then you just sit there, dabba dabba do, hey, hey, dabba, ooh, dabba do, yabba dabba do, ooh, still want a Scooby snack? Yeah. And then, what's the famous saying? I don't know who needs to hear this, but, ooh, when you find out that you the vessel that it came out of, and then you get stuck with the words that's coming out of your mouth because you want to get that advice out, and now you have to take that advice because the answer to your question was in it, and then you looking crazy and wondering what the fuck. And then you talking about yabba dabba do, yow, yow, yabba, ooh, yabba, da, ow, I don't want no more. Because you realize that you the one ate the snack. And it was sweet going down, but when the truth set in, it was bitter in the belly. Yabba dabba do, hey, hey. Yeah, that I'm gonna give you something to cry about. Now you got your answer. That you were so hopping and bitten and yelling and two-stepping and boxing and fighting and swinging in the air, looking like one of them badass cartoons. Talking about some, like on Mr. and Mrs. Smith, when Brad Pitt saw that his money was gone, and you started seeing him go through the air. I know y'all done seen that movie, and he was up there just punching in the air. Yabba dabba do, ay, ay, ow, 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 yabba dabba do, ay, yabba dabba do, ay, ay, ay. And you over there looking crazy because you know you done got your answer. Now you got to put this in practice so you can, and then you have to let go because now you can't be angry no more. You ain't even mad no more. You over there like here the key bag. Here your bags. Sorry, I was holding on so long. Shit. Look, shit. Damn. Fuck. And then you find out what they took you through. Here's the kicker. You find out what they took you through was still the work of God. Because when I told you not to do it, you didn't listen. So I let them whoop your ass. Till you got back to where I needed you to be. Till you learned to get your ass out the ring. Get your ass out the ring. Now you out the ring and you in the middle and you realize your higher self is mad than a motherfucker talking about we not doing this in this life no more. You think it's your ancestors done slapped you around, your higher self done hit the shit out of you. You think it's God's wrath and the whole time it's you beating the fuck out of you. And you over there like, ow, yabba dabba do, hey, hey. Cause it hurt. And you looking for raggy ass. Talking about, why ain't nobody else getting their ass kicked? Let me go kick somebody else's ass with this. Shit. And then you wonder how come the mailman showed up to deliver. Yeah. This your high self that's beating the shit out you, bro. Jabba dabba do, hey, hey, ow, ow. Oh, yabba dabba do, ooh. Them punches get hard, don't it? And you up there thinking God beating the shit out you. You thinking your grandma done slapped your ass all the way around the room. Whole time, it's your high self. I'm doing this like, you don't do what he's told you to do. And you, out. Yabba dabba do, ooh. Yeah. See, Then now you forgive them on fucking nine. Now you look, you over now. You done been through enough now. You tired of people coming in the same energy, attracting the same relationship. So now you know what to do to change. Now you stop speaking that shit and you stop getting that same shit. You start changing your mind and doing something different. Now you will step into the unknown because you like I'm not yabba dabbing doing no more. Damn. Now you doing what you told. And then you over there, look, then you stop crying. When you start to see how it benefits you. Then you start smiling. Okay. I'm not afraid of love no more. I'm not afraid of trusting no more. You start sounding like Terrence Howard in every movie. What y'all doing? Hey, now y'all doing, man. Yeah, what's happening, man? I'm a little late, man, but I'm here, man. What's up, man? Then you get on over there. Then you hear your grandma and them talking about, that ass whooping hurt, didn't it, baby? Sitting at the dock of the bay. Yeah, it hurt. You got tired of that whooping, didn't you? Yeah, that whooping taught you a good old lesson. And see, now that they're done with you, now you understand how to come on over here and be obedient and do what you need to do so you can be successful. Because he gonna give you your dream. It's just that you have to go through some things so you'll be able to help somebody with some things so they'll be able to understand some things and really get that healing. See, now you that truth speaker, that truth seeker, that business owner, that what they calling the truth now, because they're praising the God in you, and now it ain't just the God on the outside of you, it's the God in your temple. See, now you know you how valuable that is and how much you need that there right there. You know how much you need them details, and then you don't want them to stop talking. You want them to keep talking after that. You start wanting to know what to do after that. Yeah, you want your ancestors' blood in you. You want that determination. You want to be obedient now. You want to go the way they tell you to go. Because you start to see your worthiness. You stop making wrong decisions. Your high step stop beating you like a stepchild, and your shadow man stop throwing your ass like he violent or something. And now you bring that nigga his medicine so he can calm down. You know what I'm saying? You start talking about, you gonna eat this. You start whooping your shadow man. You start whooping your lower self. Wow, nigga, swallow. Fuck out of here. You start doing stuff proper then. Then you start to notice your shadow stuff start to calm down. Stop approaching you negatively. You start getting approached positive. You know, I didn't like that medicine, but thank you. Yeah, I wasn't laughing then. I'm laughing now. Yeah, it's different. I remember when, but I'm grateful for right now. Changes start being made. Yeah. Changes start being made. And then you start to elevate. You start to grow. Then your territory is enlarged. Then you start noticing different tables that you're supposed to be sitting at. Now you're sitting at a different table because you don't have the same mindset, the same frame of mind. You start noticing some stuff. You start doing new ventures and stuff like that. See, you start listening. So remember, yeah, hey. Oh, it's about a schoolie snack. Hey, boo-boo. You don't want that. And so you start learning that in every area of your life. So the question that I have for everybody, if you think that you're just existing, you're not. When are you going to accept who you are? Accept your ability. And stop looking at your potential. And stop pronouncing your failure. Start pronouncing your victory. And start taking responsibility. Because it's what you're able to do in your ability. Because he didn't give it to you for nothing. And this is your collective read, yeah, child. That I wouldn't have sudden, because we was sitting at the dock of the bay, yeah. Some of those folks got vein disease. Fuck around here and don't forget that vice president, motherfucker. Take that bastard with it. But anyway. Yeah. I'm still petty. So, certain people I can thank for this message. Yeah, Lord. Hallelujah. Inspired. When you see the work of God, when you see the work of the Spirit, man. See, yeah, be careful what you sow, because you might read that, boy. Yeah. Boy. Hit that ATL. Yeah. What it do, boy? What's cracking? What's happening? And then you start to realize, hear me out. Then you start to realize when people go to touch you and you won't move, then you start to realize that you protected. Sometimes it ain't good to go out of what you deem is the hood or criminals or you deem that need to stay in the house or, that need to be in a consecration camp. Because then you find out who getting consecrated and who ain't. Anywho, then you start to realize that, people who will patiently work for their work to be done. We were still talking about spiritual work. So, how that spiritual thing looking to you now? I bet people learn a valuable lesson about messing with people and you don't know what the fuck they walking with. Sitting at the dock of the bay, mess around and get a vein disease and can't get rid of. Doctor can't really tell you what's wrong with your ass. The next thing you know, you bleeding from the inside and shit, and can't nobody tell your little punk ass what's wrong with you because you done fuck with something you shouldn't have. You done fuck with a vessel that you shouldn't have fucked with, and like Saul, you ended up with some shit that you get tortured by and you can't calm down. And then you find the very thing that you can't stand is the very thing that you thought you was jealous of. That's the very thing that had to speak on your life and say, let me play this hard. So be careful who you fucking with, because sometimes who you fucking with will get you fucked up. Yes, Lord. Thank you. That's what it means by touching not mine, knowing to do my prophet no harm. Yeah, Lord. Yeah, Lord. I wish I had a cigar. Shit. Anyway, that's y'all collective read. Anybody want to read? They only 21 today on the live, because if you get with me after the live, it's whatever my post said the readings were. Yeah. It's 7 and 77. Yeah. Now, them ancestral reads, that's 147, because your ancestor don't know how to act. Yeah. I'm gonna ask you. Yeah. Some people got vein disease. Make sure you get that goddamn vice president, and don't forget that rat, that muskrat. Yeah. And get some of that mess out there. Clean house. Yeah. Whew. That deserves a cigar. Yes, Lord. Hallelujah. I do accept donations, though. Yeah, readings 21. Yeah. And that laugh means it's some more to come. It's some more. It's some more. Because the more I see work, and we already got a no Diddy situation. Everybody thought he got out and was coming home. Nope, he's still in jail. Yeah, until his sentencing date, October the 3rd. and then he go to real jail. You better make sure he not consecrated or situated. Anywho, some people finna be situated, because just because you think the spirit was nice don't mean the price was right. Anyway, but you didn't hear it from me though. Now, yeah, yeah, uh-huh. Anybody want a Scooby snack? Yeah. Yeah, Lord. Because they not playing. They not playing. Oh, Lord, I don't even know if this is a song called Get Your Shit Together. I don't even know if that's a song. Look, hey, boo-boo. How's about a Scooby snack? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Y'all see I keep making that noise. Yeah. Because people won't tell you. You know what I'm saying? People won't tell you this. People tell you this cute little shit. You know, just keep waiting on the Lord, baby. They gonna hear you. To answer that beautiful question, I know I have not. I got beat up with the rest of y'all. I need a drink. Yeah, Lord. I need a drink. Yeah, really good one. Whew, nice cold one. Yeah, Lord. Because these messages are sponsored by the Spirit, where we all get encouraged and we all get corrected together, and we all get an ice whoop for whatever area of our life that needed a whooping. Yes, Lord. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, anybody want to read? You're welcome to get one. Because we all got our ass whooped together in harmony and unity. Because I believe the Spirit done got all up in our business, caught up in our ass, and rearranged our brain, and done whooped our ass like we stole something. Yeah. That's why you keep getting that laugh. That shit hurt. Anyway, that's why you keep getting that laugh. So yes, do I need a drink to answer that message? Yes, Lord. Thank you. I shot at the bull by. Yeah, Lord. I need one. Yeah. Yeah, Lord. You had to know how Uncle Fester felt when he was going over there, and he said he was going to get him a dose of medicine. You know, after he could beat the hell out of somebody. That's what I feel like the Spirit done to us. We done got a nice, home-cooked, home-cleaning ass whooping. One of them shake your souls. One of them watch yourself. Show me what you working with. Danger. And we got the danger part. And we couldn't show what we was working with. Yeah. Yeah, we got the danger and it got hurt. Yeah. Yeah, that one. That one right there. Yeah, we got that one. Yeah. I'm going to have to rewatch this live just to see how far they go. Because this what happened when you come down and the spirit is still up. And you start to realize, by the way, to the one with the Bane disease that's sitting in a White House, I bet you won't do that no more with the Haitians. I bet your ass won't do that no more. I bet the Texas governor won't say nothing else about no damn flood. And talking about if God was an alien, you would deport him. Because 7 to 10 hours later, baby. Yeah, shut the hell up from now on. I bet ICE won't say that no more when he really gets some ice. Woo! Yeah. Because you start to notice the workings of the spirit. But see, some people's stuff started last year. It didn't start this year. Yeah. Sitting at the dock of the bay. Yeah. And thought you was flying and your ass flew to the ground. God damn. Woo! That wasn't water, I don't think. Woo! That was some sand. Woo! Yeah. When you want to undermine something. Yeah. Woo! And then, as my boy say, and then you start noticing that people leaving the earth at 2 a.m. after they had some assistance in writing books, and now their publishing skills done got tired permanently, like yourself. But now, guess what? You sowed it, you reap it. That's that beautiful lesson. You live to tell about it. I don't rejoice in nobody's downfall, but I bet you won't. I bet you hear them ancestors now. I bet you won't. I bet you hear your higher self now. I bet you won't. Because they put that hand on you. They put that left hand on you, baby. They put that doom, that zoom, and that boom on that ass. Yeah. But I'm finna get off of here. And listen, Linda. I thank everybody for being a part of this live and coming in and yeah. Because ain't no readings. Hallelujah. And I'm going to go ahead and get off. I shut the bowl by. I'll talk to y'all later. Go and see if somebody willing to buy me a drink. Anyway, peace and I love you and prosperity always. And thank you to the ancestors. Thank you to the Most High. Thank you to our different spiritual teams. Thank you. Yabba dabba do. Hey, peace.